Hey, Eric.
DJ Chris Gaines.
Retrograde Amnesia is a member of the Greenlit Podcast Network, a coalition of creator-owned podcasts focused on video gaming, entertainment, and pop culture. Go to greenlitpodcasts.com to find out about all the great shows in the network. Eric, our patrons, they make this possible. They make this podcast possible, and for that, we appreciate all of them.
They give Chris his gains.
Yes, if you would additionally like to be appreciated as a patron of this podcast, please go to patreon.com/retroam. Eric, would you like to hear some hot sounds that I've recorded?
Hit me with them gains.
Welcome to Retrograde Amnesia, a comprehensive podcast where we discuss classic JRPGs chapter by chapter, beat by beat. In this series, we are covering Chrono Cross. Tonight, we sons of man face our fate and confront the trials of several boss monsters with specific elemental properties. My name is Chris. I am joined tonight by Eric. Hey, Eric.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, what's going on? How are you doing today?
I took a frisbee shot to the head. How are you?
Oh, well, I didn't take a frisbee shot to the head, so I guess I'm better than you. We're also joined tonight by the RealNet, a collective of patrons that are listening to us record live. You too can join the RealNet at patreon.com/retroam.
We are also joined by the Fake Net, our post-production AI companion and alleged member of the Mishima Zaibatsu.
Initializing FakeNet.
I have extracted the devil gene from the Hachijo bloodline and have hired Lee Chowlin to inject it into my robot body.
Yes. Thank you, FakeNet. Welcome, FakeNet. You're back. Good to see you again.
Everyone will die.
Eric, we've defeated one of the dragons. We've collected one of the pieces of the Triforce, or one of the artifacts that we have to find, which are just obscure relics. Like, do we ever get a visual of the relics?
They're what we hold in our heart.
Oh, okay. So the black relic is our uncurable black hearts right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm good with that.
My cold black heart.
Yes.
Occasionally moving and beating like the Grinch. It's Christmas in 10 days.
Yes. So I guess it's important to note at this point in the game, you can pretty much go do any of the remaining Disc 1 content before you peace out, before you go fight the dragons. But we're going to get the dragon stuff first and then mop up the additional content.
Yes.
Because we want them star levels. Mm-hmm. We want to make our gains easier. So the first island we're going to is what, Eric?
Earth Dragon Isle in Homeworld.
Yes, in Homeworld. I guess we'll explore another world later, but this game lays the dragons out as there's only one exists in each world. My question for you is, do these dragons only actually exist in one of the worlds?
Absolutely.
Okay, so
they are superdimensional time-hopping beings. They only have one presence in the greater collective consciousness.
I think that's true, because remember when we woke the black dragon up, we heard it cry from the other dimension.
Across the world as Nikki was shredding.
Okay, so the dragons have something to do with the shattering of the universe.
Yeah.
Our shattering egg of dreams.
Are talking about dragons.
Yes, talking about dragons. So the Earth Dragon Isle it's got some music here, right? It's Fossil Valley?
It's Fossil Valley.
It's Fossil Valley.
Yes, indeed.
You know what else is here, Chris?
What's that?
Sneff and Marcy.
Sneff and Marcy. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. I have Viper and Fargo. So, because I want to steal that stuff with Fargo.
I would like to see Viper and Fargo in like a Step Brothers comedy.
Did we just become best friends? Yep.
Yeah, that'd be pretty good. I'm surprised they don't have a double tech called I Hate Your Ass or something. I don't know. So also here, Eric, is explorers.
A lot of them. And
adventurers, etc. The primary occupation of people who traverse the El Nido Archipelago. Thank you. Yeah, so this is like a sprawling desert on the planet of Dune, basically, when you look out towards the horizon here, right?
The planet of Dune. Arrakis, please, sir.
Arrakis. The planet that's in Dune, sorry. Typo. Arrakis.
It's called Dune never mind. So when we get here, some explorers, they said their captain said it would be safer, and he's disappointed that it's all rocks and sand and shit. He says he should have joined the Marbule team to get some action.
Yeah, I guess the Marbule team is Toma and friends.
Yeah, I guess so. But so there's a coordinated squad of these guys. Like, under whose direction is this, like, folding out under? Is it General Viper, potentially?
No, obviously, Eric. It's the Adventurers Guild.
Oh.
Of Chrono Cross.
Okay.
That's not a real thing. I just made it up.
All right,
I don't know.
That's fine.
Yeah. So there's another guy that says this place sucks. The other guy there, he's talking about how boring it is being an explorer, and he says that the exciting stuff must only be in the movies. Eric, question.
Do they have movies? No, I don't think so.
Movies?
Absolutely not. Richard's getting lazy again.
Yeah, come on, Richard. And there's another guy who says that it is hot. So,
did you speak to the guy who says we're foolish if we're seeking the powers of the sleeping dragon? and then chastises us for believing in it.
Yes.
He says it's a heap of sand, but he points out the irony of it being Earth Dragon Isle. There's no Earth.
No, yeah, good point, yeah.
I had a reference about Emo Phelps in UHF somewhere in there, but I can't make it anymore.
It's okay. Sometimes these things go away. It's been a while since we played this island. So there's a guy at the very top, right?
Yeah.
And he says that they haven't found a way inside this place except for the sand boil.
That guy is like the captain. There's always one of these foremen that are up here.
Yes, exactly.
He says the sand boil hole's the only thing he can think of to get in. It's like the only hole, but when you jump in, you get shot right out as soon as you jump in, like all holes.
Yes, that happens in all of the holes I've encountered in my life.
Chris, imagine the process of determining who was the first to jump in this shit.
Oh.
To jump in the perilous chasm.
They probably have like a postule or something in their party, and they made that person
Just throw it in
first.
there. I just want to know how many bodies are down there.
Oh, yeah, well.
And the first guy made it down had to disappear some bodies.
Yes.
The only place left is the quicksand, a.k.a. the huge sand pile taking up the entire upper portion of the screen.
Yes.
Chrono Cross does not trust its players.
No, it doesn't. As usual. So, doesn't somebody mention the quicksand?
Yeah.
That they say that you shouldn't go there because it'll suck you down into the earth, and you're like, oh, wait, that's where we're trying to go.
He says you'll never see the light of day again.
I'm
like, that is what I want.
Yes, that's exactly what
we want. Get me
want.
down there.
Yes, let me into your basement.
Did you jump in the hole anyway?
Earth Dragon. Yeah, it just pops you back out.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's like those bank tubes.
Down below, Eric, we're in the sandy cavern.
But as you get sucked in, you know what your characters do?
They do the climbing animation.
Yeah, they do the ladder climbing animation, which was great for Sneff.
It's real dumb. So down below, we're in a sandy-ass cavern, and we have new music, Eric.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we actually heard this music in the Goldove Chieftain hut or whatever.
The hut.
But it's called Earth Dragon Isle.
Mm-hmm. While I look up from typing to see my party drifting away on the moving sand flows.
Oh, yes. There are two paths down the right through the rocks, and there's a sand waterfall down the left. And,
Sandfall, if you will.
Yes, and each direction has a different reward. None of them are of note, but
I think it's like dendrite or some kind of crafting material.
Yes.
Okay, Chris, we have to talk about something that's at the bottom.
Of the central path?
The first enemy you encounter.
The Fossaker.
The Fossaker.
The Fossaker.
Now, we became obsessed with the term Fossaker in our previous podcast, Season 1 on Xenogears, because we met Old Man Bal, who described himself as a Fossaker, and I think the fake net defined it for us.
Initializing fake net.
I sure did. I miss you guys.
Yes.
Because we dumb boys didn't know at the time.
It's someone who studies cave dwellings and stuff like that.
Yes.
Initializing fake net.
Fossicking is to search for gold, especially by reworking washings or waste piles. Or, to rummage or search around, especially for a possible profit. To search for by or as if by rummaging.
Who the hell was that?
But from the outside, before you run into it, I thought it was the Yeti from Ski Free.
The Yeti from Ski Free is like a top, 30 villain.
Yeah, absolutely. Murderous, inescapable.
Yes.
So then you get into a battle. It's a stack of round dirt clods with 3 eyes. It has Miguel's hat and 4 arms. The arms are holding a pot, a shovel, a lantern, and one is empty with a 3-fingered Simpson hand politely extending the middle finger.
Yes, I describe this thing as it looks like a lost tech automaton stacked on top of another lost tech automaton.
Jesus.
And it has a shovel lantern, as you said.
It's moving its lantern around. It's its idle animation.
Yeah.
It's still fossicking during the battle.
Yes,
it's looking for goods.
It cares not about this battle. It must fossick.
Chris, why can't we recruit this?
I don't know. You can only recruit them if you go to localfossaker.com.
This is true.
Initializing fake net.
It isn't. That's not a real URL.
And I have my next question for you. We had an argument that I've been thinking about whether I think something... some guy we fought in the Viper Manor dungeon, was he a demi-human or not? And you said what determines that is if they leave loot or a soul when they die. You said things that leave money are not demi-humans because they don't have souls.
Oh, gotcha.
That was your argument. Is this guy can't be demi-human.
Yeah.
Does the Fossaker have a soul?
This Fossaker or all?
He has all of them. He has technology. He's doing a job down there. As far as we know, it's some explorer who got mutated.
Well, I originally described this thing as an automaton, so I think no.
Okay. It doesn't have a soul?
No, this is not. This is a soulless husk. It was built by a man with a soul, maybe.
Okay, all right.
Perhaps.
Well, they're my friends. Chris, there's something else about the Fossaker.
Yes, what else?
Lynx kills it almost instantly, suggesting it was a non-violent entity down here, that we were just interfering with his profession.
These types of enemies appear a lot in RPGs where you have to kill them before they run away.
Yeah.
Because they have some sort of loot.
Yeah, and see, I killed him and got Mithril, and he was guarding the chest of Mithril. He is a Mithril Harvester. These things gather all the Mithril in this world and sell them to vendors for food pellets or some shit like that.
Oh, okay, yes. They provide the economy for the, second or third tier weapon?
The Mithril trade, yeah.
Yes, thank you. Okay.
It's all based on, what you can afford, right? Can you afford Mithril weapons or stone weapons? Later, another one will do a move called Bombs Away, where it hurls a cartoon bomb at Marcy. The bomb has eyes and smiles and big teeth. I don't think it explodes right away. It turns into a different enemy called Bomber.
Oh, I didn't get this. Wow.
And each time I attack it, the fuse goes down more. Eventually, it does a move called Suicide Bomb, where it levitates, smiles wide, then turns orange and explodes.
Wow.
Voltorb.
Cool. So I didn't do what you're supposed to do in this dungeon.
You let them live?
No, I killed everything, obviously. But no, what you're supposed to do to advance the story is go down to the bottom and your path is blocked. Then you have to bounce back up.
Mm-hmm.
But I bounced back up immediately because I wanted to go get the other treasure.
Oh, okay.
Through the sand boil.
Yeah.
So as soon as you bounce back up, that's the only trigger that you need. You talk to the captain again, and he says that he'll set up some explosives to get us past the blocked pathways.
Yeah.
And then ask us to come back later, which I think just means you've got to leave the screen and come back.
Screen and come back. But blocked pathways kind of undersells it. There's clearly a living creature in front of the pathway that you only get to see part of.
It was weird because in my case, I didn't see any of this. I didn't know what he's talking about because I didn't actually go down there. So the only trigger for that event to occur is you going down there once. You don't have to interact with the blocked pathway.
If you actually interact with it, Marcy suggests pushing it out of the way, and Lynx actually tries this, but it won't move. And that's when Marcy's like, yo, we should head back up. There's no use for us staying down here, which is a weird thing video games don't do anymore. Hey, leave the screen for a second.
Yeah, now they make you adjust the time in the menu.
Yes. It's funny that when we blow a hole out of here, we land perfectly back on the ground. 3-point stance.
Yeah, of course, we are.
Imagine the captain seeing that shit. Like, oh no, they got stuck in the quicksand, and we pop out all doing magical pirouettes as we fall back down there.
Yeah, it would have only been better if you had like somebody really elaborate like Nikki.
Mm-hmm. So then we go back in there, and the captain says they did indeed use explosives to blow up the clearly alive thing.
Yes, of course. Now those things are alive, and they are wandering around this area. They are called rock roaches.
Did you speak to the captain again?
Oh, no.
He gives you a rainbow shell.
Oh, no shit.
No shit intended, as a token of appreciation. We get down here, and there's a guy down here, and he says, too much quicksand gets in his mouth when he gets absorbed by the quicksand.
Yes. This place is now completely populated by...
Yeah. Explorers in the intervening 13 seconds have started to explore.
None of these guys thought to sink in the quicksand until we did.
Yeah. Did you fight anything else before you fought one of these rock things? Did you fight any yellow bellies?
No, I don't think so.
Yellow belly is a roided out pit bull with 4 eyes, 2 on each side. It has a goblin face and a frog bubble chin thing. It looks very upset. It has an attack called Slime, where it commits bubbles to Marcy and inflicts some kind of yellow status effect.
Yes, Sprain, I think, is yellow status effect.
Is it the one where your controller gets fucked up?
No, that's Flu. A Strain makes you unable to dash or run on the world map.
Just like in real life.
Yes.
Yeah, cool.
Yes.
So the fucking thing that was blocking the way is left. It's next to a Fossaker. Did you go and fight it?
Yes, it's called a rock roach.
Yeah. It won't attack you as long as you don't approach it. It's pretty much harmless.
Yeah, but we must kill it because it does give us dinorite.
Yeah.
And with that is our current tier of...
Our aspirational material?
Yes, aspirational material of this game at this point in time. We can make stone weapons with those things.
Did you talk to the guy who blew it up?
Yes, he's the guy who gives us the explosives, right?
Yeah, his homemade explosives. He's like, hey man, you can use these, I love taking dynamite from random guys.
It happens all the time.
You can actually say no though, so I'm curious how you make your way out of this. He warns us to only use it on the ones that are in the way of shit. He says we'll, quote, have a blast with these.
Good job, Richard.
The shockwave blast. Lynx receives explosives.
Great job.
Did you fight that rock roach?
I did fight that rock roach.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, they're gross. They look like rock roaches.
It's a turtle shell with a hairless Clydesdale-ass big boy ankle.
Yes.
Big blinking purple eyes and predator-ass mandibles.
Yes, they're quite gross.
I basically attacked it with one round of physicals, and it died. Why didn't we do this when it was in the way?
I guess they have to be awake in order to fight them.
Maybe like a turtle has to extend its fleshy parts.
Yes, it's got to get it's got to get its insect parts out so we can crush their heads, I guess, maybe.
Like when that guy before, Marcy suggested we move it, it's like, why don't we just fight it?
Yeah.
That's our only verb in this game is fight.
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 Yeah, then we go to the second screen and we're kind of on a stone bridge, kind of.
Multi-tiered.
Yes, multi-tiered stone bridge. It curves out in multiple directions, and I think there are 3 points at which you can interact with stuff on this one.
There's cliff rockside paths. The first one I did was the rock roach on the right, our right.
Yes, that's the one that you can blow up, right?
Yeah, it makes a cartoon bomb noise as it shoots up in the air where he does a 180 and lands shell down on a blowhole. Excuse me, sand hole. What are those things called?
Sand boil.
Sand boils. Gross.
Yeah.
So then there's some guy down here.
Yeah, the guy that's studying them?
Studying this thing's behavior.
Yes.
He's mad at us for disturbing him. He says, fuck off unless we want to hear the result of his observations.
Yes.
And I do.
Do you?
Yes.
Yeah, he's got a lot to say. He's got like 7 or 6 screens of things to tell us about rock roaches.
He's been taking notes. As someone who takes a lot of notes on a video game, I appreciate this.
Yes. Did you actually write them all down?
Yeah, he notes it's been walking slow back and forth. He's not stupid enough to fight it. He threw a rock at it and it went full turtle. He thinks we can push it off the cliff. in that form. So you have to push it off the cliff at a strategic point after you interact with it, which means fight it.
Yes.
He summarizes this immediately after telling us, suggesting once again Chrono Cross does not trust its players.
No, he's got to tell us multiple times. Yeah, he does it. Ultimately, he ends up on being attack that thing near the cliff, push it. Thank you.
I pictured whoever designed this was doing the Charlie Day conspiracy map for trusting the player about how to get them to get the rock roach in this position because it's a very fine window of time that it walks the cliffside where you can attack it and push it in the blowhole.
You know how
sand boil.
You know how we talked about throughout the course of talking about this game that there were clearly people on the team that didn't like certain elements of RPGs, like random battles or
healing,
leveling up. Having to use too many healing items. I think one of those things was not knowing where to go.
Yeah.
So they've got multiple people to tell you things lots of times.
Quality assurance was evolving.
Thank you. So then we can go down to the bottom into the sand, right?
Yes, the bottom of this screen. There's one more rock roach down here next to a sand boil, just waiting to be chucked in there.
Yep, we got to beat it up first.
Yeah.
Get our dinerite and then push it in there.
It's got a really demanding action point when you
it does.
Push it in there.
I thought something was fucked up.
Yeah.
In my case, because
it's not happening.
Yeah, I was like, oh. So I was about to leave the screen and come back, but eventually I found the point to push it in there, and then we're in business because we're in. Now we have what? It's like when you cover 3 holes in a dam. Now the other one has more pressure.
Yeah, so it directs sand to a different area.
Yes, I guess that's how that works.
Once again, an impossible puzzle is solved by the smartest people in the world, me.
We were just brave enough to walk in the quicksand. That's what got us here after all. And then we're smart. So then you can walk into that middle sand boil.
As Chris short circuits, I'll tell you that Garden of the Gods starts playing.
Yes, we jettison up to the top of that bridge and the Sea of Eden begins to play because guess what, Eric? We're near the dragon.
Marcy says it looks like a dead end, though.
Yes, Viper, in my case, says it's a dead end. And Fargo wonders if this is a natural cavern or a ruin.
Actually, Sniff wondered that, Chris.
Oh, okay. Well, you live your canon and I'll live mine.
Marcy says there's nothing here and no point in staying, which means something cool is going to happen very soon.
Absolutely.
Don't they hear the music that's playing, Chris?
Yeah, they should know this.
Just then, the screen dims and there's an inception horn.
Yes.
White text on the screen says, "Thou who is bound by fate, what powers doth thou seek?"
Yes.
Everybody looks around for the source of the voice. The camera pans upward, and this motherfucker has been on the perch staring at us the entire time. How did everyone miss this?
Yes, the Earth Dragon has appeared. He has a portrait. He's a large boy.
Mm-hmm. They all have portraits?
Yes, they all have portraits. This one, he's much more oafish than we've seen of the other dragons that we've seen so far. Perhaps having the body of a sloth, but he's got a catfish face, I think.
He also has Shadow of the Colossus spinal ice blue weak points on his spikes.
Yeah, he does.
He's a hefty boy.
He sits like a dog, too. Did you notice that?
Big old dang whiskers.
Yeah.
This is the dog dragon. It's kind of like the bull or the dog alien in Alien 3. It just absorbs whatever animals around it.
That works.
Copies it.
Yes.
He stares at us for a very long time, but only because I forgot to approach him with my controller and push the X button.
Yeah, that's true. This is one of the few dragons that does have a lot to say.
Yeah.
He says, "The time has come. My powers I shall grant to the ones who seek to break the eternal chains of fate."
I like how he kind of inflates his own worth. It's not powers, it's a relic, dog.
Yes. Yeah, dude. "What is it thou seeketh?" And then you have 2 choices, and I don't think either one of his answers actually answers the question that we asked, but I do have them both if you'd like me to read them.
Sure.
You say, "I seek nothing." He says, "The 3 mutual powers that obliterated the Dead Sea. They are nothing other than the God who decides the world's fate. The God that rules mankind. Fate in all caps." So this is our first hint that the dragons actually know what's up with this world. Like the dragons and Miguel, they have the same level of lore knowledge.
That's my next question, though. Is this a transfer of power? Hasn't Surge's time come? It seems like some of these dragons are amused and pleased by Surge, and some are like, shit, man, it is my time to die. Finally, you take these powers.
Yeah, it's really weird. We'll talk about that as we go along, because each dragon has a different approach to interacting with Lynx in party. Then it goes on to say, "For mankind to be mankind, for the planet to be a planet, thou who is bound by fate, go to the Sea of Eden." And I'm like, yo, dude, I don't have your relic yet, so no, I'm not going yet. The other choice is the Dragon God's blessing. If you choose that, he says, "Dost thou need the powers of the sleeping dragons to cross the Dead Sea? Dost thou seeketh to break the chains of fate? A son of man to challenge the goddess of fate? Fascinating. Then confront my trials."
That's 2 dost thous, Chris. Dost thou have any more ideas, Richard?
No, yeah, come on, man. And the battle begins, and this time, we are not hearing Brink of Death, or Edge of Death, or whatever you want to call it.
Garden of the Gods continues, right?
Yes.
So I like how all of their trials are like, they're not complex. I think we talked about this, how they're not Final Fantasy X temple trials. They're like, come on, beat the shit out of me.
Yeah.
I want you to beat the shit out of me.
We don't have time for more artwork and puzzles. Come on.
So the first attack he did for me was called Giddy Breath, which is an idea I'm not philosophically opposed to.
Yeah.
But it doesn't do anything to anyone, so the drugs must not be hitting yet.
No.
He did a move called Catastrophe, where he beats the crap out of the ground and causes rocks and shit to fall on the ceiling and hit us.
Yes.
Very inefficient use of energy, but I can appreciate such an attack.
Most of what this guy does is use physical chain attacks where he lumbers over to his target and beats the shit out of them with multiple swipes and tail whips.
He's a power boy.
Yeah, but he doesn't take, in my case, he did not take very long to take out.
For me, he did, because Karsh died falling over, and I instinctively said, somebody's got to go help that kid up.
Somebody's got to go help that kid out.
I didn't bring any green elements here. I just decided not to exploit his weaknesses and just fight him, and that worked fine.
Bash him.
I had Viper too, and Viper's the same color, so he didn't take as much damage.
He's got that big sword. When it dies, it spins in circles like you just killed it in Punch-Out, and then it falls over.
Yes.
Garden of the Gods continues to play.
Yes.
31st star.
Also, Fargo stole a yellow plate here. I got that as well.
Yes. Oh, God. I've got some interesting stories about trying to steal coming up in the next dragon.
Okay, good. So
you also get a Thundersnake summon.
Yeah, that's a pretty high tier element. I think it might be the ones that only elemental or yellow innate elements can use.
And something we speculated of last time, when you wear the yellow plate, you not only don't take damage, you get healed by yellow attacks.
Yeah, exactly.
So then the dragon congratulates us and says our strength is worthy of his powers. There's a neat sound effect as it comes out of his gut and goes into us. Lynx has been bestowed with the yellow relic.
Ah, thank you.
Was this easy because we already got some stars before? Or are these dragons just varying wildly in their difficulty?
I think they do vary wildly, mainly because you can do this in any order, probably.
Yeah.
So they probably didn't want to scale it, which is, I guess that's probably the downside of having a scalable system like they do, is that you can't really refine the challenge in a meaningful way.
But it's a brief open world system here, kind of like that Seattle part of Last of Us 2.
MMHMM.
So I too shall watch over thy fate, how thou struggle to live and how thou face death. I thought he was going to disappear like Yoda, but he just stays and chills.
Yeah, you can talk to him again and get all the same. You could, in my case, I could have. He
asked you if you want to go again.
Yeah, I didn't.
Did you do that?
No.
I don't know if he lets you or not.
Yeah.
I didn't try it because I'm working on a memory card here, Chris.
Yeah, of course.
Perhaps one who could save states could try that out for us.
Well, sorry.
Man.
Sorry.
So then we kind of manually walk out of here, which sucks.
Yeah, that was dumb.
Like, hey, teleport me. I don't want to stay here. There's a bit of discussion of how to get down. The solution is to jump in the same blowhole, which we do, which then inexplicably blows us somewhere else so we can exit safely. Chris.
Yes.
Sorry, blowhole transfer tube path?
Yes.
Okay.
I think.
Is it like the chemicals from Sonic 2 chemical plant?
Yes. It's got to be.
Yeah.
So then we're free. We get out of here, right?
That's it, man.
And then we are gearing up for the next dragon, and we're going to go to Water Dragon.
Water Dragon.
Water Dragon.
Yes.
Water Dragon.
Which, in this case, we know that this Water Dragon is here because we've been there. Well, at least I've been there. No, we've both been there,
We've
right?
both been there. Yeah, I've been there more than you have.
Yeah, we just had different scenes. And I noticed at this point in time that I still had a mithril sword on Fargo, so I was glad to grab some Degenerite so I can just start start overstocking weapons so I don't have to unequip people all the time.
Yeah. Not quite living the dream yet. So we got a Water Dragon Isle in home world. There's no music. It's just the noise of rushing water. Oh, God, the lily pads.
Yes, the lily pads.
Where you have to jump on pads and then teleport to different rocks. Chris, did you get it right the first time, or did you go somewhere on accident?
I went somewhere on accident.
Yep, me too.
On the way in and on the way out, too.
Yes.
So,
it's not intuitive. The way you're supposed... I mean, I guess that's good because it encouraged you to go to side areas.
Yeah.
But you don't... They're not pointing in directions that you think they're going to point at.
Yeah.
Chris, I spoke to the fairies who were hovering around. One on the second screen laments that beings here have always lived in conflict and wonders why there is always fighting.
I think this is the same dialogue that we had after we ruined their shit before.
It is, but we have new context.
Oh, yeah, that is true.
A red one begs me to bring in no more outside conflicts, presumably ignorant of the fact that I'm here to fight the sleeping dragon.
Yes.
Another one says the only thing that can be gained from conflict, Chris, is sorrow. And on the third screen, it started playing the Death Volcano music.
Did it? Okay,
Yes.
I didn't notice that. That's the Mount Pyre music, right?
Yeah, that's when the Lagoonites come out with the sidesteppers.
Yes, our friends the Lagoonates. I don't know if these guys are dragon dreams or they just live here. Like, is the water dragon dreaming about these guys, or
Well, it's just here. I think it's water based, and so is Marbule kind of.
was the black dragon dreaming about that one time he went to go visit the water dragon?
That's it.
Okay.
They have tea.
Okay. I guess they hung out here at one point in time. Okay, that works. Along the way, too, when I was fighting these things, I discovered something about Karsh, because I've switched Karsh into my party at this point in time. Axiomatic, that skill that we got for completing his quest.
Is he good?
It's a sick combo.
Cool. What's he do?
Just he does a sick combo. That's it.
An axe, does
Yeah.
axe shit?
Yeah, it's pretty
Sprays
good.
axe on himself. Smells like an axe.
I think the only new enemy here is the Sidesteppa, a 4-legged spider crab with baby horns that creep along the bottom of the cave.
Dude, I hate spider crabs.
Yeah, they're not good, but these are the most interesting things here, I think. One of them is blocking the path to the water dragon at the very bottom of the cave, right?
Does the jumpstart element where it jumps up and smashes Karsh.
We both have Karsh with us here, so that's interesting. So after we beat the second one, Karsh tells Surge that the water dragon is just beyond here. And then we enter the chamber, and what do we hear?
And then the fourth screen is the water dragon screen, Garden of the Gods.
Sea of Eden plays.
Mm-hmm.
This time, Eric, we get to stand on that pedestal.
Yes, we can approach the dragon on the fighting pedestal as intended.
Yes, I was very, very happy about this.
This platform is constructed exclusively for fighting purposes.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Guy.
We approach this colorful yellow-eyed thing, and it agrees the time has come.
Yes, to break the eternal chains of fate.
We seek the dragon god's blessing.
Of course we do. The battle begins, and we can see that this boy is a large frog dragon with a tail made for swimming, I guess.
A battle toad.
Yes, indeed. It is a toad for battle.
Its normal physical attack is just putting all of Snef in his mouth and biting down.
Yeah.
That sucks, dude.
At some point, Eric, I saw you talk about, I don't know if it was on Twitter or in Discord, about the still percentage for Fargo.
Yeah, we'll get to that when we talk about Fire Dragon.
Okay, well,
but it also...
Well, I was just going to say I read that.
Oh.
So thank you for telling me that information, and I gave Fargo some gear that increased his hit percentage, so his steal percentage would also be high.
Well, let's go ahead and talk about it. You kind of have to bring Fargo to these battles because you need to steal his plates from every dragon.
Yes.
And Fargo's your only party member that has a steal tech at this point.
Yeah.
So I didn't plan on using Fargo, but you need him here.
Mm-hmm.
And I would start off the battle immediately trying to steal, and then I would run afterward to exit the battle because if I'm not stealing it, you only get one shot. You can't redo that tech.
Yeah.
You got to start the battle over. So I wasn't boosted. Like, the steal mechanic is tied to your fierce tech percentage.
Yes.
Like, that's the exact same thing. And it's very weak if you're just going as your first attacks. You have to build up with small attacks first to boost that percentage.
Yeah.
And your steal will be more successful. Your pillage, whatever it's called. Pillage?
Pillage, I think, yes. So, yeah, and most of my hit percentage gear was on Lynx, and now I'm finally feeling what you've been feeling most of this game, where
I'm really feeling it.
Lynx whiffs a lot.
Yeah.
Because that wasn't happening before.
Because you've covered him in knee pads.
Yes, basically.
Great. Well, this water dragon has an attack called Tsunami Beam.
Yeah, it shoots 3 blue streams of water, and they just go up into the sky and then nuke the entire party with.
Yeah, he shoots them out of his tail, and they light up the ground directly in front of where our row of guys is standing, and then does like a magic wave, engulfs the whole party.
Yes.
And like, what an attack fit to fight people standing in a line.
Yeah, thank you. It worked perfectly. It kind of works in the similar way that the spell Deluge works.
A little bit.
Yes.
I mean, these spells would be great if you're fighting like battalions of people in the Civil War.
Yes.
I think.
Or if you were playing a tower defense game.
He also does Deluge, as you just said.
Yeah, the tsunami thing, that will also give you the blue status effect as well.
Oh, God, the wacky controller. My PS1 DualShock is broken, finally.
Yes.
Status effect.
It will make you walk weirdly, yes.
It's another easy fight.
Yes, I did go ahead and trap 1 Deluge and 1 Iceberg, because I don't have an Iceberg at this point.
Oh, smart, yeah.
So I got the Iceberg finally, since I've been using Fargo a lot.
I've been going to hit up the bros in Marbule to buy a bunch of tech stuff. Yeah, Bro of G and G.
Kid Bro of G.
Kid Bro of G.
So we don't know who G is, do we?
It's Genesis from Final Fantasy Crisis Core, obviously.
Gotcha. All right, obviously. Of course it is.
Crossover. We get the blue whale summon. Oh, also the water dragon howls into the ether before its legs spread out and it collapses. My favorite animal collapsing animation in real life and in games, when the legs just spread out and they fall on their belly.
Yeah, he kind of shrieks a little bit too, doesn't he?
A little bit. We get the blue whale summon.
Yes. Great.
Water dragon says the same shit as the other ones, and he bestows his powers to us, the blue relic.
Thank you.
Got that blue plate with my steel.
Eric, have you used any summons yet in this game?
No.
Me neither.
I can't bother turning that field, Chris.
Yes. We have some more intel here, Eric. We know about another dragon from our previous exploits. That would be the fire dragon, correct? Because we met the mini dragon that one time. We speculated that he might be the fire dragon.
We weren't sure about his antics because he was pretty coy and...
Scottish.
And what's the word? Like nonchalant about the whole event.
Absolutely.
So what I got the flu. What is this? Persona 5.
Hey guys, you know what's better than video games and beer?
Cat videos? B. Arthur?
Incorrect! Nothing! The answer is absolutely nothing!
All right. You know, actually, I do think you're right.
Agreed. We're here at the Dogcast. We podcast about video games and beer.
And beer and video games!
Available weekly on the Greenlit Podcast Network.
B. Arthur.
Yes.
Welcome to Casual Magic, the show where we explore the fun side of Magic the Gathering. I'm your host, Shivam Putt, and each week we delve into everything from casual formats to explorations of creatures and card types to interviews with designers of the game. At Casual Magic, we believe that it just isn't Magic without the Gathering. Come along and play.
So then I go to Mount Pyre in Homeworld, Chris.
Yes.
Because that's where I think this dragon's going to be.
Eric, you're wrong.
Death Volcano Place.
Yes.
Oh shit, I got to use Ice Breath again. Some cat burglars and ugly dogs and torminators are down here. But Chris, down in the Red Dragon area, there are now 1 million of those ugly dogs running around.
Yeah.
How the fuck do I get down there? Oh, there's a new tunnel on the bottom first lava slide on that screen off to the right. You have to walk in that, use Ice Press on the lava flow, get that red brooch before you use that, and then you go down there. And surely when I get down there, all the dogs are going to be gone, right?
Yeah, the dragon's going to be there, right?
Yeah, that's what's going to happen. But I get in there and it's all the dogs. Oh, shit, Chris. Where's my mistake?
Your mistake is that you should have listened to the podcast that you produced and remembered that when we fought the mini dragon, that was in another world.
Right.
Because we were on our way to Fort Dragonia.
Your boy went to the wrong world.
Yes, indeed. So then we go to Mount Pyre in another world.
Death Volcano plays.
Indeed. Well, no, it doesn't. Mount Pyre plays. I like Death Volcano a little bit better.
Yeah.
So we pretty much have to do all that stuff that you just said, right?
Yes, except there's a Pendragon Sigil A in place of the red brooch.
Yes, I think I fucked up all of the ice treasure chest puzzles in this game.
That's great.
I didn't get a single one of these
That's good.
things.
You're not going to have a Pendragon Sigil. I know what fake now. What's that do?
Initializing fake net.
The Pendragon Sigil A shifts the attribute of element attacks received to the wearer's weapon.
Fake now, what's a Pendragon?
Initializing fake net.
A Pendragon is a title given to an ancient British or Welsh prince holding or claiming supreme power.
No, not a Pendragon.
Yeah, that's it.
Is that what I said? Pendragon?
Yeah.
Pendragon. Sounds weird. Anyway, so we go that different route. You have to poke around that ice slide area to find a new opening that leads to the Fire Dragon area. I didn't realize this at first, so I went straight up to the cave bridge area.
And he's down there.
He's down there just chilling, but it's not playing Sea of Eden at that point in time. But when you come in through the right-hand side, it is playing Sea of Eden.
You must enter the right door.
I was happy to see my boys, the Lava Boys, again. Good to see them again. They're out there flourishing.
Yeah, despite your genocide.
Yes. So, yes, of course, Eric, the mini dragon is the Fire Dragon.
Yeah, while his big dumb buddy is still lodged inside of Gaia.
Yeah.
So you speak to him and he says, hey, lads, we meet again. You look a bit different, but I know it's you. Come on, challenge me. What do you say?
Yes.
I saw this 1,000,000 times because this is the fight where I kept failing to steal.
Oh,
If you run from this battle, he evaporates. You have to leave the screen and come back. And sometimes if you let him wander too much, he'll wander behind his big dumb buddy and you can't walk back there. You just got to wait for him to waddle out. It's a bad room.
Oh, yeah. Not a good room.
No.
Bad. Okay. So, interestingly enough, Brink of Death plays when we fight the Fire Dragon. I have a theory about this. About whether or not it's going to play Sea of Eden or Brink of Death during the dragon battles. It is a tell on whether or not the dragon has intent to kill us or not.
Oh, okay.
So, Sea of Eden, we are just doing a trial. Brink of Death, it wants to kill us and eat us. And I think that holds up for the most part.
But he's jazzed to fight us. He even says he'll give us his pet salamander. Like, he enjoys combat.
He doesn't just enjoy combat. He enjoys combat to the death. He's just nonchalant about it, right?
I guess so. In my case, Link's own this thing.
Yes.
At some point, though, something happens.
Yes. After a bit of beating ass, the Fire Dragon grows into a giant anthropomorphic dragon.
Yeah.
He looks a bit like a Power Rangers, Ultraman, Godzilla kind of thing, where it kind of grows really big. He maintains his chicken legs.
Yeah.
But his chest has some sort of like face or exhaust panels or something.
It's definitely a chest face.
Yeah, but that's where the kind of the fire exhaust comes out when he's breathing fire later. Yeah, he also grows beefy Trogdor arms with muscles on top of muscles.
They hulk out. It's a really good PS1 effect.
Yeah, it's really good.
It roars, and I can't tell if this is the thing that's trapped in the ground or if it's him.
Yeah.
Like, is he projecting the image from his mind that we just happen to see of the dragon trap? Because that's never addressed. Like, why is there a fucking dragon in the ground?
Is that the salamander?
That's a good question.
We're going to have to summon that thing to find out, right?
That's absolutely... Well, or we can ask the fake net.
Fake net, is that salamander?
Initializing fake net.
That is the salamander.
Oh, you can only steal the red plate during that phase too, which makes it annoying to run from over and over again.
Yes.
When you kill him, the fire dragon open mouth screams and falls to his right with his mouth wide open.
Yes.
Got that salamander.
And then he phases off at the end as he's back to mini dragon when we get back on there.
Yes.
Some of the dragons are leaving, some of them are not. The black dragon left and this dragon left, but the
He says he'll see us again, though.
Yes, the earth and the water dragon kind of just stayed there, which was weird.
Well, the black dragon clearly had a way out. The earth and water dragon, they're in the cave, dude, and they are too burly to leave the cave.
Yeah.
They're landlocked.
They've got to figure something else out. After I left this battle, I had burns. from the status effects.
Take that ointment.
Yes, I decided not to do that and stop by Arnie to rest.
You went home and went to sleep in the free bed?
I did, but guess what? We missed this. This is a very egregious oversight that we had when we previously went back to Arnie here in Another World after kind of things went down. The Komodo dragon, man, on the bed.
You want to sleep here, man?
He's got different dialogue now.
Awesome, man.
He says, "We sure do seem to be living in troubled times, man.
Man.
I guess that's why they call it dragon spirit, man.
Man.
And then you go to sleep, and when you wake up, the music goes back to regular Arnie. Because remember, it was the creepy, sad
the
music.
ominous, yeah.
Also, another correction, Eric. I went to go check on Mojo, since previously we just read his dialogue, and we didn't actually know what happened, because we both missed it.
Is he down there?
Yeah, you go down there, but someone else is also down there.
Uh-oh.
It's Kiki's dad.
Oh, no, he's not in, like, the quarantine?
No, he says, "So what if Surge and minions invade? I'm not going to run. No use hiding anymore. True love and peace of mind are in our hearts."
Whatever, man. Minions hits different in 2020.
He's basically saying he's not going to wear a mask.
Yeah.
So Mojo's back in his original space, like where he was being worshipped originally.
Yeah.
And if you go talk to him, he gyrates a little bit.
Hell yeah.
And he says, "What'll happen to you? My body will turn them into jelly if I don't start working out." So I think Mojo really wants to. He's like one of the few characters other than Pip that really wants to join us right now. He's not like Glenn, who says, "Fuck off, I can't look at you right now." He wants to come, but because Kiki's dad is here, he can't do shit.
You know who has the same energy as Mojo?
Who's that?
Voldo.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Does Voldo speak in any of the Soul Calibur games?
He grunts when you hit him, I think.
Okay. Yeah. He's got that the sexy Voldo dance.
Yeah, the sexy Voldo dance. Like he is a sexy man. He's got moves. He can hypnotize you.
Great. Okay. So that's all I got for stopping off in Arnie. There's still nothing else you can do here.
Voldo was the first time as a teenager I was embarrassed when my mom walked by and I was playing.
I don't know what that moment was for me, but I'll have to think about it.
Yeah, so then what do? We get the hell out of here?
I don't remember this next part at all, but
Me neither.
I think there's been some hints that you have to do this sprinkled throughout the game here and there, because there's been a couple of mentions of...
We're just talking about Guy's navel.
Yeah. There's been a couple of mentions of the Hydra Marshes and the Wingipede and stuff like that. In my experience, I have not even done the Wingipede stuff in Hydra Marshes.
Yes, this will be different for Chris. I've got some notes about that.
So it's a little bit different. So we do have to head to the Hydra Marshes in the home world because the guide said to go there.
Yes, that's how you need to get to Gaia's navel, which we'll explain.
Yes.
Because we need the Beeba Flute and the Ancient Fruit, both of which are at Hydra Marshes and home world. Chris does not have the Beeba Flute because Chris, the selfish bastard that he is, chose not to save Kid 20 podcasts ago.
Yes. I'm not sure if this happened before, but when you enter the Hydra Marshes...
Swamp of Fedora plays.
Hydra Marsh plays. The explorer there at the front, the representative of the Explorer Guild, says that he mentions Gaia's navel. He says that explorers call it holy ground because they have no idea how to reach it. And I think this is new dialogue here.
I didn't speak to him.
Oh, okay. Well, you're an asshole.
Yes.
The other explorer there mentions that there's a weirdo yellow creature that knows something about the huge bug.
It's the Beeba.
Yes. I did not know shit about the Beebas.
Oh man, this is your first Beeba time.
It's my first Beeba time.
So what
thing I knew
happened?
about the Beebas was your experience.
You go up through a couple screens in Hydra Marshes, and what happened when you approached the Beebas?
The left screen is where you're climbing up that giant sparkly tree or whatever.
Yeah.
When I first went there, the huge bug flies overhead.
Yes.
The
You get like a
Wingipede.
preview. The Wingipede, not huge bug, sir.
Yes. Karsh can't believe this shit. And as we keep moving, we see the weird yellow guys dancing around.
Beebas.
Yes, it's the Bubba Beeba, and it attacks us. And I guess these guys didn't earn any star levels since the original battle, since they were originally available in this game, because they're very easy to kill.
They didn't have any dialogue? You wipe those things. But they didn't have any dialogue for you before that?
Go ahead.
Well, they asked me immediately how I got a hold of their old flute, noting that it had been handed down in their family for generations. Quote, "That Beeba mine."
So I didn't have the Beeba flute here. So when in my case, he just came out and attacked me.
And fight you?
Yes.
They scream a lot and also ask what happened to the Wingipede, because I killed that. It brings shame to the Beeba family if we always Beeba defeated. Time for Bevenge. Beeba, and then we fight.
Yes.
They call friends, but I am now star level 35 and I murder them.
Yes, of course.
What happened when you won?
So same thing. Well, in my case, I got probably all the same stuff that you got originally. So I earned the Beeba flute, and he says that we can blow it in a wide open space to summon the Wingipede. Fargo suggests that we blow it right here, and Beeba bounces back down and says this isn't a wide open space. And then the group stares at the floor, and then we get like 5 dots on the screen.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a thing.
In my case, he gave me the Ancient Fruit.
Yes. So I had to loop back all the way around and do that again to initiate that. So I kept going to the next screen, And there's a Beeba there that says that he doesn't like humans, but he doesn't hate them either. He just likes strong beings no matter what they Beeba.
He admires strength.
Did you talk to this guy?
He just said that this is the spot to play their sacred family heirloom.
Oh, so you didn't talk to the guy that was guarding a treasure chest?
No.
Okay, so...
I already got that chest in another life.
Okay, so maybe you didn't talk to this guy because I think I would have remembered this. So he says, which do you Beeba? And you have two options here. You have strong as Mr. Universe or weak as Mr. Puniverse.
Richard! Mr. Puniverse is back.
Richard!
Chris is doing Metal Wolf Chaos references and he doesn't know it. Screaming the name Richard.
For those of you that might not remember, the term Mr. Puniverse was used in Xenogears, the early moments of Xenogears, when I think Bart called Ramses Mr. Puniverse because Ramses thought he was all that. So
I like how that's his calling card. I think I've heard on the 8-4 Play podcast, and on all the games they localize, someone uses the term "save my bacon." Like that's the key across time.
Yeah. In this case, Mr. Puniverse is spelled a little bit differently. It's Puny-VRSE. So thanks, Richard, for that one. So also, Richard, when you beat this thing up, it says "Hasta la Beeba, baby."
Oh God.
So yeah, that was part of this too.
I enjoy Beeba-based puns.
So then I go to the next screen. It's a wide open space, and the Wingipede shows up.
Blow that fruit.
Nope. I've got more stuff to do.
Okay. You have to kill the thing.
Karsh suggests that Surge feed it something. And Surge walks up to it and holds his hand. I'll hold his hand out, but I don't have the ancient fruit yet. Oh. So the Wingipede attacks me, and then I kill the Wingipede.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh, did I just fuck this up?
Did I just stalemate my progress?
So then, this is all very shocking to me. So then after I kill the Wingipede, I walk to the center of this little branch or whatever it is, and there's a crack in the middle, and it says, "Don't stand here."
Don't stand there, Chris.
So naturally, I stand there, and
damn it.
Fall down the middle of a tree, and there's a Marbril from Final Fantasy in there.
Really? That's where I fought the thing that captured Rasley.
Is that the Pentapus?
I think so.
So maybe that's the Pentapus. I couldn't fight it. It was asleep.
Oh, okay.
So
was Rasley? It has eaten Rasley in your game.
The cage is open, so I guess so.
Yeah.
Fargo notes that it cushioned our fall, and we're lucky that it doesn't wake up.
Yeah, it woke up when I landed on it.
Yeah, in my case, it didn't.
It's a lot there.
Yeah. So then I had to loop all the way back around this place and do all that stuff that you just did to get the ancient fruit.
Efficiency.
Yes, it was great. I had a great time doing that, by the way.
So what happened when you actually got back and summoned the Wingipede?
I took the ancient fruit to the place where I just killed the Wingipede. Of course, that Beeba, it was interesting too, because when the Beeba wanted revenge from taking his Beeba flute, that was from 5 minutes ago when we were on friendly terms. It was weird. So you can actually talk to that Beeba again and ask him questions.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and there's...
What Beeba on his mind?
Well, you can ask him about the ancient ground of these Beebas. It's called Gaia's Navel. It says, "It Beeba, a remote island surrounded by cliffs in the Sea of El Nido. It Beeba, a mystical place where a primeval forest may still exist." And then we can additionally learn that the Wingipede is big and it makes round trips to and from the ancient ground.
Shuttle service. And that was referenced by one of the pirates, right?
Yes. Somebody told us this. I think it's been referenced by multiple NPCs. Yeah. So then you can go right up to that spot and blow the flute. And then the Wingipede comes and swoops us away.
It's interesting concealment of effects because it flies over us, and then like we don't board it, we just disappear. It's like it wipes us off the map.
It was the same manner in which the Sky Dragon swooped us up after Miguel.
Yeah.
Same thing happened that way.
Same trick.
Yes. Or Flamey in The Secret of Mana. So the song that takes us from one place to another here, is that chronomatic?
No, it is. I think it's the sailing music. I'll have to look it up, actually.
Okay.
Initializing fakelet.
Chris is correct. It's chronomantique.
But Chris, I have a new feature.
Oh.
I just thought of it because I forgot about it until right now.
Yeah?
We land here in something called Havel of the World plays for me. Yeah, what's it called for you?
Land here in Gaia's Navel?
Yes.
It's just called Gaia's Navel.
Okay.
Earth's belly button.
I found a translation of the OST where Mitsuda commented on every single song in the game.
Oh, okay.
And for Gaia's Navel, a little late in the podcast to be doing all this.
Yeah.
But,
I'm sure we'll hit every song again, at least once, maybe.
No problem. For this one, which he calls Navel of the World, percussion was the focus here and produced a very fast-paced mood. Even though the scene is used as a very laid-back feel, it's matched up unexpectedly well. There were so many tracks in this one, mixing it was a real trial.
Oh, cool.
For a lot of these, I read them, he's like, I don't even know.
I don't know, I just did it. he has mentioned in a couple of different interviews that he did the Chrono Cross OST a lot quicker than he's done the previous stuff.
Yes.
I don't think he sent himself to the hospital on this one.
Work-life balance.
Yes, indeed. So we're here at Gaia's Navel.
We're in Ninja Land.
We're listening to Earth's Belly Button or whatever, and we are greeted by a little blonde-haired girl who says Ooga Booga and flips down off a giant tree.
Yeah, when she says Ooga Booga, she's clearly referencing the Dreamcast multiplayer game that released one day before the World Trade Center exploded.
Oh, yeah, I remember that for sure. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Ooga Booga.
Yes.
So the voice out of nowhere asks if we come from the sky, and then it reveals that child girl. Also, this place, it's like Shadow Forest on steroids.
Yeah, it's very lush and beautiful.
Verdant.
Yes.
Sneff knows that we have to blow the flute in the spot where we land to get back.
Yes.
Very important. Thank you, Sneff.
Thanks, dude.
So then this girl does like a 40-foot front flip off the treetop.
Yeah.
Ignoring the nearby ladder. This is a power move.
Yes, it is.
This is a performance of power, Chris.
Yes.
She asks if we're a friend of her father, and I hate it when children ask me this.
Yeah, okay.
This befuddles Sneff. She tells us her father is a brave warrior. She lost him when she was very little. Her grandma told her father went to the sky. Since we came from the sky, clearly we're in a position to know her father.
Yes.
Solid logic, kid. This is a sign to run.
Yes,
absolutely. You don't want any part of this.
In my case, Fargo says he's sorry, but we don't know her father. But I love the next line. It says, by the way, where are we?
Yeah. And it's like in Eraser when he falls out of the plane.
Where is this?
Earth. Welcome.
She doesn't really know either.
Her name's Lee?
Yeah, Leah. I looked up the Japanese here because I thought Leah was a weird name for this character, and it's like maybe a better translation would have been Ria, R-A-I. So I'm gonna say Leah since it was two syllables in the Japanese.
She speaks in first person and says a lot.
Yeah, it's weird, kind of like me.
Leah face anger and end up here. Villagers know I'm here. Only Leah, hey, you could come here.
When she faced the land anger, I guess that's an earthquake. A giant earthquake occurred.
Of course.
In center here.
The land anger.
Yes. Leah, she's a feral child. I love feral children.
You do?
They're infinitely interesting.
One of my cats is feral. Do you love her?
I said children.
He's child.
Yes, I love her. I love her. Yes, I do.
There's a monstrous noise.
Yes.
It's a roar. Sneff thinks that was the green dragon.
Yes, we're like, hey, man, is that the green one, dude?
Leah says the owner of that roar is pretty tough and asked if we want to help in a future fight.
Yes.
Victory music, Chris.
Yes.
Leah temporarily joined him the party.
Yes. Awesome.
Fuck it, I'll use Leah by Karsh.
Hell yeah. I think I did the same thing. I have Leah and Fargo at this point in time.
Can you imagine the look on Karsh's face as he's replaced by a feral child?
What are you doing?
Why are you keeping the magician?
Have you seen his teeth?
She has none.
So the first thing I did...
There's not no toothpaste.
After I arranged this party was I noted that Leah runs like a cat.
Yes.
And she has a tail, a Goku tail. I don't know if it's real or not, but it could be.
It's a simulated tail.
Yes. And I went and climbed the ladder of that giant tree that she jumped off of.
Chris, victory music is playing. Tell us about Leah.
I didn't do that till she permanently joined a party.
Fine.
Yes, permanent.
I understand.
Permanent joining only, Eric.
Right.
Sorry.
So you climb that built-in tree ladder, get that green brooch, and whenever you get stuff in trees, what happens?
Polly attacks you, but it's not Polly.
It's not.
It's of the Polly race. It is called a pterodact.
Yes.
Thus confirming that Polly is actually a dinosaur.
Right.
Fargo notes nothing.
Well, he doesn't know. Yeah, you're right. Fargo doesn't comment on this. Like, oh, that's where that came from. Weird.
So yeah, you fight those things, they're pterodactyls, and you beat them up.
So the progress in this area, we don't know it now, but it is a circular area composed of 4 or 5 screens.
Right.
That all, if you go right, you'll get back to where you started eventually. And I think it's not like Marbule where you got to kill all the Lagoonades, but you got to beat the shit out of a lot of things here.
Yeah. You keep beating the shit out of things until the game gives you a note in the original screen that something has changed.
So what kind of things you beat up here, Chris?
Well, my favorite thing I fought here was the prehistoric. They are these Sunday Comics cavemen that do Jungle Beat. And they do Jungle Beat, which causes a status effect.
Sir.
Yes?
Jurassic Beat.
Jurassic Beat.
Jurassic Beat.
Damn it. I should
it dances in circles, shakes its skull staff, screams out red energy rings, and ultimately does some kind of failed status effect on Fargo.
Yes.
It's confused.
Yes, it basically is. It's a red status effect, but it's not burned.
So these things will eventually run out of magic or moves or stamina, and once your party is finished beating the shit out of each other, they just stand there.
Yeah.
But I had diminutive troll thing, wooden shield, skull necklace, bull skull helmet, grass skirt, jumping up and down in the furious excitement.
Yes.
Did they successfully confuse your entire party?
Not once.
They did for me.
Oh, great.
You just got to sit there and wait for them to hit each other.
Yeah. Sometimes the confused members will attack them as well. I think it's just random.
It's fine. Who else you fight down here?
The prey mantis.
Mm-hmm. Dude, these are not praying mantises.
No, they're not, because they're shaped. They're like concave.
Chris.
Yeah?
They are the bugs from Starship Troopers.
Would you like to know more?
They are the bugs from Starship Troopers. Wow. Okay, good. Yes.
4 big, huge goddamn legs, 2 itty-bitty wings on its head, 2 pincer arms, 1 giant-ass stinger ass.
I like how fast these things run in the world map.
Yeah,
it's really
pretty good.
It's really cartoonish.
They go 2x
funny.
speed.
Yeah.
When someone designed these, I thought somebody said, okay, go with Starship Troopers, but also make it seem like every insect ever is one insect.
So I think that's it, though, right?
Yeah.
You can get a lot of degenerite here.
Yes.
And then treasure
you
chests.
Need it. The place where you eventually fight the green dragon up here, if you walk up there before, you can't advance past like a force field.
Yeah, it's like a steam or something.
Yeah.
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 Well, a question before we move on. Is this one of the more elaborate dungeons in the game?
I think so, because you walk up on the hill in this first screen and you get to a chest, but you can't make it back down because there's like a visual puzzle where the path is blocked.
Yeah.
You have to go around something invisible behind a tree in the foreground, and I can't see. Why do video games do this to me?
Yeah, but there's a couple times when you have to leave the screen and go back on a different path to access different things.
Like each path has 3 planes.
And from a complete traversal standpoint, this is the most elaborate thing that we've seen since Fort Dragonia.
Yes.
And it's kind of a side area.
Yeah,
and you have to go here, but... So then when you get yourself back to the entrance area and you've killed enough enemies...
Well, right before you get there, there's a save point and there's a large footprint down by the chest, a dinosaur footprint.
Oh, okay, I missed that. I think maybe I came in from...
Foreshadowing.
Oh, cool. Foot shadowing. Right.
Yes.
So then you go there and then it's quiet.
The music is stopped.
Leah wonders, why is it so quiet?
Then there's an audible roar in the background.
It's not the green dragon, though, Eric.
He's coming. A pathetic-looking brown dragon runs up and moves like a dog.
Yeah, I wrote mutant puppy dinosaur comes waddling down the path like an idiot. It looks dumb as hell.
It's really bad.
And
it roars.
Having known, this thing's called the Tyranno.
Mm-hmm.
And
Tyranno.
It also comes pre-packaged with a pterodactyl with it.
Yes,
it's also there.
buddy.
And so I was following the guide for this, and I knew the boss here was going to be called the Tyranno. Mm-hmm. And in my mind, I saw the Black Tyranno from Chrono Trigger. It was a major boss in Chrono Trigger during the prehistory saga, but it was way bigger and way cooler and had lots of awesome techs, and it was cool.
So this whole place, though, is clearly a reference to the prehistoric stuff in Chrono Trigger, right?
Absolutely, yeah. We'll more on that later, actually.
So when you fight him, what music plays?
It's a Brink of Death, right?
It is, and let's see what Masuda's comments were on that. Give me 3 seconds.
Yes.
Yeah, of course I don't have the one.
Okay, well.
Let's... Fake net, what's that supposed to be?
Initializing fake net.
I looked it up. It's mostly unrelated rambling, but he mentions there is a version with vocals.
Thanks. Yeah, let's fight this thing now?
Yes, it does an element called Crunch Out, where he runs at Fargo and bites him sideways a bunch of times.
Yeah, to me, Crunch Out sounds like a euphemism for something. I don't know what it is, but it sounds like...
Crunch Out, dog. Yeah. Let's eat those things.
Yeah.
It actually heals Fargo because Fargo's wearing that red plate.
Oh, good job, Fargo.
I beat the shit out of this thing.
Yeah, it's not very hard at all.
It's like a weird pre-boss boss, right? It's a good fake out.
Yes. Then we get the Resistance Ring and the Earring of Life for winning, but no star level, though, I don't think. Unless I'm wrong.
I got one at 34 star.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
Another echo then roars in the distance. This must be the green dragon.
It's gotta be it.
Leah runs off toward it. No, I need to go save my game.
Yes, Leah,
Let me
come
go back
here.
And save. You can actually walk back there and save.
So Leah, she runs off to the next screen, and then when you get to the next screen, Eric, Sea of Eden plays. I wonder what Mitsuda said about Sea of Eden.
Me too, Chris. Maybe I should be more prepared and have this in my actual notes.
Well, you just came up with the idea like a few minutes ago, though, so...
I had planned to use a boys' choir only in Garden of the Gods, but it was used right in the opening. But to recreate the originally intended track sequencing, I put it on the CD here. It's perfect for the start of Disc 3, and now the surging waves of high-tension music begin, as he references Chronopolis, the next song in the disc.
Gotcha, okay.
He's talking about these in the order of the soundtrack.
Cool.
So nothing there other than he wanted to use choir.
It looks sort of like a hot spring, kind of.
Yeah.
There's a huge green pedestal.
This is the center of Gaia's navel if you look at it from above.
Oh, yeah,
There's
cool.
trees on all sides.
Interesting. Fargo smokes in front of a child while I take notes. and then we approach.
The green dragon has a million dangly things coming off its chin. It demands silence and asks what the ruckus is.
The green dragon looks like a frog wizard.
It's a grasshopper.
With hooked horns and a Satan tail. It's also known as the green dragon, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
One note on this. How come this one's called the green dragon and the water dragon's not called the blue dragon?
Oh, Blue Dragon's copyrighted by Microsoft. No, it's not. It's not. That was like 6 years later.
And the fire dragon is not called the red dragon.
Damn it, Richard.
Damn it, Richard.
Damn it, Richard.
Remember red dragon?
Yes.
Okay.
Thanks.
Ding noise. This guy's sitting up on top of that green and bulby pedestal there in the middle, and it says, "Silence. What is all this ruckus? I see. Thou seeketh relics? Come hither." And then we come hither to this green bulby pedestal, and it says, "And now for lunch."
Opens its mouth. Edge of Death plays.
Yes, Break of Death plays because he wants to eat us.
My dude really has an I don't give a fuck look about him.
Intent to kill. Yes, indeed.
It'd be funny if he didn't really care about this ritual and just legitimately wants to kill us.
Yes, I think he does.
Disturbing him.
He's hungry.
He has a really unique strategy for his attacks.
Yeah, he does a lot of status effect. He does bad breath, basically,
Yeah,
right?
he does bad breath, but he also makes the entire element field green. And then he only does that so he can do his only attack, because he's on his pedestal. He can't do physicals. So he just does carnivore once the field is completely green.
So I trapped carnivore very early on.
Yeah.
Because I don't have a carnivore yet. And he doesn't have another one.
I trapped like 6 of them here.
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
It must
I
have just
kept
been
trapping carnivores.
I must just got lucky because
this fight was hard for me because I had to keep using different elements because my good heal element's green.
Yeah.
And that would just make the field green again. So you either attack him or you do an element to make him waste a turn, making the field all green again. Because he'll only do carnivore if he makes the entire field green.
I was happy to finally get a carnivore since I tend to use a green element in my party. Most of the time I've been using Karsh. I'll probably use Glenn again once the time comes. So I was happy to get it, but in my case, he never did it again. So it was pretty much just barfed on me the whole time, and it didn't really do much to me.
Is Bad Breath a Marlboro reference, or is that always called like a status effect when it does that stuff?
I was going to ask you the same thing. Did I write down Bad Breath because I'm talking about making a reference to Final Fantasy, or is that what it's called in the game?
Yeah,
I'm not
that's
sure.
what it's called in the game.
Yeah, okay.
I finished him off with Fargo's Invincible tech.
Yes, that's a cool tech.
It is.
We haven't really described the Invincible tech because it's not. I thought it was going to be something very pirate-like, but it's closer to something that's very samurai-like.
Yeah.
Where he's slicing through posters of kanji or something. I'm sure it says something. Posters of kanji. Posters isn't the right word.
It's
but
the kanji that is in his room posted up above the thing. Maybe.
Oh.
Somebody should match that up.
Yeah, cool.
Do not ask the fake net because the fake net doesn't have time to look that up. So I stole the green plate, obviously. 35th star. We also got the genie summon. After the battle, he says, "Impressive." Then we get the green relic. Lee asked if we always fight monsters like that.
Yeah, and
it could be a really sick burn if this went poorly.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you always fight like that?
Yeah.
Lynx nods.
But of course, because of that, she thinks that it looks fun, and she may find her father if she comes with us.
She decides to come with us.
Also, Leah needs to decide something. She says, "Decide him right. Leah, return him to village." Don't know what that means.
It's a choice that seems at odds with coming with us.
Yeah, I guess
also,
so.
There's a village here?
No, I think she's referencing her original village that she was at before the earthquake separated her. So I'm assuming that Leah fell through some sort of time gate, some Chrono Trigger time gate, and wound up here.
Yeah.
I guess. I'm not sure. I guess we can explore that more later because there's some more lore on her a little bit later in the game, I think.
Fargo seems to address this, but she shuts him down with an Ooga Booga, and then it plays the victory music as she officially joins our party.
Yes, Leah officially joined our party. Leah is a cave girl, which is apt. Her age is 6. Her origin is Gaia's naval home, which is not technically correct because she's from somewhere else, but her height is 3'5". Now, this is interesting. Her weight is 71 pounds. I am the father of 2 5.5-year-olds.
Yeah, what do those things weigh?
They're roughly between 40 and 45 pounds right now.
Cool.
She weighs 71 pounds.
Caveman carnivore diet, man.
Muscles, I guess.
She's on Atkins.
She's ripped. Her build is infantile, which doesn't match up with that 71 pounds either. She's ambidextrous. Her element is yellow. Her weapon is an axe. And her accent is, of course, Pidgin English and randomly adds the syllable after words. I want to talk about her techs, her 3 techs that you get, which I think by now you can use all 3 of her techs. It does not require a side quest to get all 3 of them. They are all references to the cave woman from Chrono Trigger, Isla. Exact same moves. Her level 3 technique is Rock Throw, her level 5 technique is Tail Spin, and her level 7 tech is Triple Kick.
Disney gonna sue somebody.
Yes. So, a very obvious reference to the original cave woman of the Chrono series, Isla, one of the best characters in that video game. Her fortune is weird. The fortune teller says, "Wowzer!" The reading says you'll become a glamour queen when you grow up.
You will become his glamour queen?
And Leah says, "Glamour queen, good'em?" And then that's it.
That's kind of weird.
Yeah,
that's kind of like child beauty pageant type thing.
Yeah, I was hoping that we were going to get something on her past or where she came from, but no.
No. Well, Chris, I am poisoned, I have burns, and I have the flu. And we're out of time for this podcast.
Yes, we are. So we got to grab our Beeba Flutes and get the fuck out of here.
We'll do some side quests and then the Sky Dragon next time.
Yes. One more dragon to go. Let's check in with the real net.
Initializing real net.
In reference to the Earth Dragon when he was up on that pedestal, SSD Ninja says, what the fuck is this Osco brand Groff? Great value brand ass motherfucker.
Great value.
Yes. Thank you for that. Also says sucks when you have to stick to use an ability with one party member only.
Yeah, I don't want to use Fargo.
The steel, yeah.
Give me a steel element.
Okay, some people are talking about Final Fantasy VIII, but I'm not going to read that.
Why not? Final Fantasy VIII rules.
It is good. Triple Triad.
Great game.
Shy Guy says the real magic was playing Triple Triad.
Give me back my goddamn Ifrit. I completed my card set, Chris. Did you do that? I didn't think so.
No. I think we got some information on the Pendragon.
Yeah?
The Fake Net already answered this, I think.
Of course, right.
But according to SSD Ninja is the last name of Arthur's dad. Shy Guy says by extension the last name of Arthur from Arthurian legend.
You say my cat's name is Arthur and I'm his dad.
Arthur Pendragon, Eric Pendragon, Pendragon Eric. In reference to Leah joining our party temporarily, Denty says, of course she's a permanent party member. She's a child all on her own. We must adopt and protect her now.
Look, I'm cool with adopting a child and protecting her, but then forcing her into combat, like, this is some villain shit.
Yeah, that is true. Although she does live, I think she lives for this shit.
She does live for this shit, and she's good at it. She's a very good character. I'm glad you took her along. It'd be funny if, like, you met her and, like, no, I'm keeping the magician.
Yeah. Shy Guy says Jungle Beat was great.
My favorite store you can't go into in Kamurocho is called Jungle Boy. It's across the street from Serena.
Wow. Shy Guy says Tyranno de Bergerac.
Good pull. Good Cyrano de Bergerac reference. Cask of Amontillado.
SSC Ninja says 2020 is basically Triple Triad in Lunar Base forever.
Ugh. Man, you spread some bad rules that can get sick real quick.
Yep. That's all for this podcast, everybody. Thank you for the Real Net. Real Net, thank you. Thanks, Real Net. This podcast is over, but the outtakes remain. This episode is a production of the Retrograde Amnesia Podcast. What? Recorded on today, December 12th, 2020. Thank you, Mark
Shepard,
for the intro music.
You're welcome, Chris.
Find us on Twitter at Retro Amnesia Pod. And if you like the show, please consider supporting us on Patreon at patreon.com/retroam. Get early access, bonus episodes, miniseries, and more. You can also email us at retrogradeamnesiapodcast@gmail.com. And until next time, Eric.
Yes, we will attack and dethrone God.
And now, you may go back to nap.
Richard! 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 Richard!
So you know what sucks is getting hit in the head?
Yeah.
Because you don't know what happened. It's just like you're angry at something, but you didn't see it clearly.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you wouldn't have hit it with your head.
That sucks.
Yeah, okay. No, I'll tell you about it.
Okay.
This is probably a 2-minute story, but whatever.
Okay, well, that's okay.
For this to make sense, do you know in the context of wrestling what Money in the Bank is?
No, I don't.
Money in the Bank, as I understand it, is a briefcase you can win, and then whenever you want to take a direct shot at the title holder, the championship belt holder, you cash in your Money in the Bank. You don't have to work your way up.
Right.
It's like a shortcut, right? So keep that in mind. I got a tip last night that a certain store that we both know was going to be selling its 2 remaining PlayStation 5s.
Oh, nice.
And no one knew this. I was the exclusive owner of this information.
Oh, okay.
But being sold to the general public at 6 a.m.
Oh, so that's why you got out of your house today at 6 a.m. Gotcha.
At 5:30. But I wake up and I get a text from my source saying, hey, they can't sell them to people who work there. Guess what? That's me.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I love my wife. And theoretically, when you're in a relationship, you will do anything for your partner.
Yeah.
But that's not true.
No, it's not true.
It's not true. And to wake her up, who has just gone to bed at 4, and say, hey, I need you to go make a buy for me at this place for a PlayStation 5 that you don't care about at 6 in the morning, that's cashing in my Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
That's like all my goodwill.
Okay, I gotcha. I wish you had this additional piece of information that I'm about to give you right now.
Yeah.
I went to bed at 8 last night, and I would have done it.
Yeah. Okay.
But I usually don't go to bed at 8.
Well, I didn't know this until 4 a.m.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know that it was employees only until I woke up.
Oh, okay.
Also, Nick was home. I could have asked his ass. Anyway.
Oh, he's moved in.
Yeah, I haven't seen him over there yet, but his car's there. I don't know.
Okay. Well.
So I pick her up. Or not pick her up. I put her in my car, and she's protesting, but going along with it.
Yeah.
Saying, things like, oh, we better fucking get this thing if I'm doing this, etc. And I call my boss, and like, hey, is anybody out front? And she's like, no one knows about it. So I get there, and 2 people are out front.
Oh.
And I'm just thinking maybe they're just shoppers waiting for the store to open, right?
Yeah.
And I send my wife to go wait in line with them. And then she returns in about, let's say 5 minutes with no PlayStation 5.
Oh, well, shit. I'm sorry, man.
I mean, it's a consumer product. You don't have to feel sad for me.
Yeah, that is true.
It's not actually a tragedy.
Yeah.
It's just like...
I'm sorry for you lost your right to buy to spend $600 or whatever.
I was you 20 years later.
Yeah, finally. Now you know how it feels.
Somebody else fucking talked.
I'm sorry about that.
There's a betrayer in my midst.
Yes. Actually, that's kind of what happens with a lot of things on here, is that it's
a closed ecosystem, Chris.
Yeah, but I don't know where I was going with that. Cut it. Fuck it. All right. Yeah, I wrote down that the let me just sorry.
You want to go do karate in the garage? Yup.
Okay, so okay.
Those are some noises, buddy.
No, sorry. Push it. Push it. Push it.
I want you to beat the shit out of me.
We don't have time for